Tonight on Dispatch 100, your layout photos and some important announcements. Coming right up. You're watching Dispatch, the variety show for model railroaders. I'm Roy Smith, your host, and this is the 100th edition of the show. We began our celebration of this important occasion with a big display of fireworks right out here on the street earlier this evening. And then we broke out the donuts and coffee. I brought 45 boxes of donuts. And coffee, there was plenty of that too. I don't know about you, but I can't run my trains without a throttle in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. Now, as I said, on this edition of the show, we are going to look at your layout photos as we always do. I've got more photos to share with you tonight than on any previous episode of the show. After that, I will be making several important announcements, so be sure to stick around for that. All right, let's get started with your layout photos. Here's how it works. You post photos of your layouts in our Facebook group. Then I bring your photos over here to share with everyone during the show. And here are the photos you posted since the last edition of Dispatch. After dispatch ends tonight, I invite you to go over to the Facebook group and post a photo of your layout there. I will put a link to the group down below where you can post your photos. You will know you have arrived at the Facebook group when you see this photo at Echo Canyon on my layout. And now some announcements. Recently, my friend Jim Young in Pennsylvania uploaded a video for everyone, including his friends, who he said are a little under the weather. In this video, Jim runs trains on his N-scale layout. Let's take a look at a clip from his video.
I figured, nice day, come up here and post a video for everyone, especially some friends of mine who are feeling a little under the weather. Roy Smith, of course, everybody knows that Roy has had problems and hasn't been able to come and visit his mother in Pennsylvania for a very long time, which I would imagine would be very hard if I was him to deal with. But he has had medical issues also that prevented him from coming here, other than the COVID pandemic. So I want to make this video for all those guys so that they have a little something to look at. Here we go.
Jim, I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciated this video. It really made my day. I will put a link to it down below where you all can go watch it in its entirety. By the way, Jim tells me that he's planning to attend N-Scale Weekend at the Blair County Convention Center in Altoona, Pennsylvania during 17 to 18 September. Health permitting, I will be there too, and while I'm there, I hope to run into Jim and a whole bunch of you. N-Scale Weekend is a train show dedicated to N-Scale model railroading. It will feature more than a dozen operating layouts, numerous dealers and exhibitors, and a chance to hang out with your model railroad friends. Altoona, where N-Scale Weekend will be held, is a railroad town in central Pennsylvania, indicated by the red dot. In fact, the Pennsylvania Railroad founded the town in 1849 as a site for a shop and maintenance complex. There's a bunch of railroad attractions to enjoy while you're in Altoona, all of which are located within a 7-mile radius of downtown. There's the world-famous Horseshoe Curve, where more than 50 trains pass each day. What a great place for rail fanning. It's a 3-track curve shaped like a horseshoe. It was completed in 1854 by the Pennsylvania Railroad to reduce the westbound grade up the Allegheny Mountains. Horseshoe Curve now belongs to the Norfolk Southern. Then there's the Railroaders Memorial Museum in Altoona. This museum focuses on the history of railroading in central Pennsylvania. The museum also manages the Trackside Park and Visitors Center at Horseshoe Curve. There's a model railroad club called the Altoona Association of Model Railroaders. The club has an N-scale layout and a combined 2-rail O-scale and HO-scale layout. It is open to the public on Friday evenings from 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. In fact, it is the club which is presenting N-Scale Weekend. Altoona Works is one of the world's largest railroad industrial complexes. It was built between 1850 and 1925 by the Pennsylvania Railroad to supply the railroad with locomotives, railroad cars, and related equipment. Now, of course, it is owned by the Norfolk Southern. And there's the Everett Railroad. The Everett Railroad is a short line and an excursion railroad that operates in the Hollidaysburg area just 3.5 miles south of Altoona, where you can go for an excursion train ride. I will put links to these activities down below. I hope you can go to N-Scale Weekend on September 17th and 18th and enjoy as many of the other railroad attractions in Altoona as you can. As I said, I hope to be there myself, and I look forward to seeing you there. By the way, you can even come to the event by Amtrak. Altoona is served by one eastbound and one westbound Amtrak train each day. Now, don't forget, there's more great videos for you to watch just by clicking on them over here. As always, I'm Roy Smith. Until next time, happy railroading.